All right, good morning, everybody. We are starting a little bit late this morning. My apologies. I had my dog is fighting a UTI, and so I had to get her into the vet this morning. And as those of us know, when you're taking care of your four-legged loved one, and the vet has an opening, you definitely need to take it. My vet is oftentimes really busy. So got her in, got her tested, gonna get her on some good antibiotics and working really good this morning. So happy Monday, October 27th. Oh, cannot believe how fast this whole year have gone. But also, today is the last week in October. And so it begins with a Monday and it ends with candy and fun and really a good time for kids. So with that, I am just going to start first of all talking about Halloween. So Halloween, of course, falls on a Friday this year. The city of Aurora has recommended trick-or-treating hours from 4 to 7 on October 31st. Certainly, the city is going to be holding their ninth annual City Halloween at Wilder Park. This event is planned from 2 to 4 on October 31st. So, for all officials and for information, you can go to aurora-il.gov. So, with that, if you're in the Montgomery Village authorized trick-or-treating hours from 4 to 7:30 p.m. on October 31st. Naperville is 4 to 8 p.m., a little bit later in Naperville, and then Oswego is 3:30, a little bit earlier for those younger kids, 3:30 to 8 p.m. on October 31st. So I want to wish everybody a safe and happy Halloween. The state fire marshal has warned to make sure that if you have candles in your pumpkins, to replace them with glow sticks. Also, be careful about wiring in any kind of decorations that you have. So certainly that is something to be aware of. Also, just to be aware as the temperatures start to drop, uh, it is a good time to schedule your furnace inspection, test smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, and then make sure that if you have any seniors or loved ones, to make sure that they are transitioning from air conditioning to heating uh, properly and that they are getting ready. So certainly we can help out. There is heating assistance programs, veteran support programs for seniors and families. You can reach out to my office and help out if you need that as well. And then October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, raising awareness about domestic abuse, supporting survivors, honoring those we have lost to domestic violence, and promoting resources in our area. And I've been proud to support Mutual Ground. Mutual Ground does all sorts of supports for families and individuals impacted by domestic violence, sexual violence, and substance abuse. They have a 24-hour hotline, 630-897-0080. They have an emergency shelter, trauma-informed counseling, legal and medical advocacy, and programs designed to help survivors reclaim control and rebuild their lives. Mutual Ground is always looking for volunteers and individuals that can help out. You can reach out to them directly for individual help with regards to that. So certainly want to make sure that we acknowledge all the stuff that Mutual Ground does for the community, and certainly we've been working really hard to support them on the state level and on here in the community. Also, I want to congratulate Quad County Urban League for a wonderful event this Saturday. They had their 50th 5 years of Quad County Urban League here in the community, and they have been doing a great job. They help connect youth to employment opportunities. They also, they help individuals with employment opportunities as well. Those who might have gotten laid off unexpectedly, or individuals that certainly um, might need to transition to another job as well. So that is something that is really an important aspect. So now, as we go on to Springfield this week is Springfield, and certainly um, going into Thanksgiving season as well. I briefed last Monday about what we're looking at, of course, transit, hopefully looking at avenues to reduce property taxes, and a whole list of things that are on the docket. Now, keep in mind that we really only have 3 days in Springfield, so it's not a lot of time, and there is a lot of things on the docket. But we will see what happens when we get there. We begin on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So certainly we will see what all we can get to and what not. The transit funding is key. It's something that we need to talk about, but also we need to fund our pensions, and we need to give property tax relief. And so there are a lot of things that I believe need to be funded to look out for individuals here um, in the state of Illinois, along with transit. We just need to hopefully do it right the first time and make sure that we get things done. So that is what is the week ahead of us. One of the things that is done, speaking of things to get done, is the 3-year, $169 million project, which is the early completion of the Kennedy Expressway. So if you've been driving recently, you will notice that the Kennedy Expressway rehabilitation is done. So this is a 3-year project. It fixed 50-year-old bridges. It rebuilt the reversible lane system, added new lighting and other safety measures, and restored pavement that had been prone to failures and emergency closures. So certainly we passed in 2019 the Rebuild Illinois infrastructure bill. And this is one of the projects that is focused on from the Rebuild Illinois. So the Kennedy Expressway has 275,000 vehicles that move through the expressway every single day. Hundreds and thousands of individuals making the commute. It accommodates more than 275,000. It is the second busiest expressway in Chicago, behind the Dan Ryan. The Dan Ryan carries more than 320,000 vehicles a day on average. So we have a lot of commuters on our roadways. So everything was pretty much finished by October 5th, but the entire project was completed just recently, on about 3 days ago. So certainly it was the last three construction season, and as my daddy always said, there are two seasons in Illinois. There is construction season and winter. So over the last three construction seasons, there was the closure of 2 lanes from spring into fall to accommodate the work zones. Certainly it took a long time to get it done, but we needed to deliver a safer, more reliable expressway. So certainly that is something that everybody will enjoy and celebrate. So they replaced about 7.5 miles between Ohio Street and the Edens Expressway junction, including on 24 exits and entrance ramps, made pavement patching and structural rehabilitation of a total of 36 bridges. modernized the gate system that controls the flow of traffic in the express lanes, installed new signs and lighting, as well as trees and landscaping throughout the corridor. What happened? 1 million square feet of high-performance latex concrete was poured, enough to cover Millennium Park twice. 500,000 feet of new pavement markings were laid down, which would stretch end to end from Chicago to Milwaukee. 1,200 new LED light fixtures were installed. That's pretty much one for every seat in the Chicago Theater or the Paramount. 16 new overhead signs were added and replaced. If they would stack on top of each other, um, they would be taller than the Willis Tower. So more than 2,200 trees and shrubs were planted, enough to fill 2 city blocks. So the Kennedy actually opened in 1960 with the last major update in 1994. So it was well needed for an update. So certainly that was something that everybody can celebrate with regards to that. So congratulations, on the all that drive on the Kennedy. So very very good news, to be quite honest. So and then we are looking at for the most part, we are looking at a bond credit upgrading. So those that have been looking and keeping track of our finances, Moody's just upgraded us for the 10th time. So we have had 10 credit upgrades. So I know individuals like to say that the state is going bankrupt and fiscally we're unsound. Again, we would not get credit upgrades from our credit agencies without it. So certainly that is a testament. Now, they did notice that there are struggles on the federal government, financial constraints that we most likely will be seeing. And certainly that's something that we need to keep track of. But we've had 10 credit upgrades. And so certainly that is a good thing. Now, not a good thing is coming up next week, November 1st. So there is money that had been set aside in reserve on the federal level to protect SNAP benefits and TANF benefits should there not be a budget. However, the Trump administration is stating that they feel they do not have the authority to access these funds. So certainly there is a little bit of a disconnect, but as the government shutdown continues, more than 40 million people in the United States as a whole will not receive their SNAP benefits come November 1st. So should the shutdown continue into November, millions of others who receive assistance through WIC, so that is a special supplement nutrition program for women, infants, and children. That's what WIC stand for. They'll find themselves without benefits as well. So SNAP is the nutritional program which supports individuals of low income. WIC supports low income pregnant women, new mothers, infants, and young children. These are all overseen by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and run through state agencies. So it's continued. Those are considered like short-term programs to help out. And so certainly there is an impact, and it's going to be felt November 1st with regards to individuals that have food insecurities. So the Trump administration has said that they have no plans to continue to fund the federal food aid. There was plans that we, were told that money was going to go to cattle ranchers. and that other individuals are privately donating for the ballroom, but the U.S. Department of Agriculture posted notice on its website saying federal food aid will not go out November 1st. So certainly that is something. The notice comes after the Trump administration said it will not tap the $5 billion in contingency funds to keep benefits through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is commonly referred to as SNAP. Certainly that is something that is going to be hurting everyday people as well. Also, the subsidies are expiring under the Affordable Care Act, and that is going to hurt individuals additionally. There is a storm named Melissa that has strengthened into a major hurricane, and that is going to hurt individuals as well. And certainly we will see how that plays out as well. So that's something that we are looking at as November 1st comes along. We are again looking at natural gas rate increases for Ameren and Nicor customers next year. Gas cases have attracted significant attention from advocacy groups, and they are looking at increasing rate hikes as well. Large rate hikes are becoming the norm, and a representative from AARP is quoted as saying, and it is, simply are out of pace with inflation and just out of place overall. So that's something that's on our desk as well. Unfortunately, for missing children, we have public records from the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services that show in 2023, 16 children did not return or either previously placement or get a new one. The number has jumped up to 166 missing children in 2024. So the agency from the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services said that they don't believe the numbers are completely accurate. They're updating numbers, but they're not immediately available to the public. So the Department of Children and Family Services, of course, take relationship and look at making sure that children are documented when they are under the DCFS care. And so they are technically missing. Now they're in the system, but they don't have records of where they are. So the Department of Children and Family Services state that they don't believe that 166 children are misplaced or not accounted for, but we are waiting for numbers to be updated with regards to that. So certainly that is something that we are looking at. We continue to monitor the federal agents that are in and around. There was an incident of tear gas being deployed by a school in Chicago. Certainly very concerning, and I know that the Attorney General and the governor are working hard with regards to those situations. There is a court order against using tear gas, but they did also use tear gas at the start of a Halloween parade in Chicago, and so certainly there are concerns. We need to make sure that individuals are safe who are just in the community. So there is, on a lighter note, the 125-year-old Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal that was used to reverse the Chicago River, believe it or not, is looking to try and get an upgrade. So up and down that corridor, what we found is mayors who state that it's hard to get developers to come in and make a development anywhere near something that's called a sanitary canal. The word sanitary is a little bit of a sticking point and all of the outdated assumptions that go with it. So there is momentum underway to rename the canal and perhaps something less, frankly, sewage connected. So it has the backing of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, Friends of the Chicago River, the Chicago Park District, Cook County government, and municipalities located along the channel. So I'm interested to see what they come up with and what they name the 125-year-old Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. So with that, Ellen is on. Ellen says, my copay for 2026 has increased horribly. I'm not sure how many of my current doctors can continue to see considering how low the COLA is for next year. So good morning, Ellen. Good morning, Roger. It is going to be quite a serious situation with regards to the subsidies being eliminated. So last week or the last time we were in Springfield, I mentioned we did take a couple bill actions. So certainly House Bill 2394, we concurred with the Senate amendments on the Illinois Vehicle Code to allow certain vehicles to exceed weight limits. House Bill 2568, we approved a motion to accept the amendatory veto to correct technical errors with the bill. House Bill 1607 creates a task force on food deserts, and we had a motion to concur what was put on it on the Senate. And then we had talked about my Open Meetings Act bill that got sent to the governor, and then Senate Bill 642 extends the date of several TIF districts, and then Senate Bill 618 passed its a liquor omnibus bill that makes numerous changes, including allowing retailers to sell alcohol on third-party platforms. So the Senate passed that into the House. On the aspect of Medicare enrollment, patients are encouraged to check their plans during this year's open enrollment period for Medicare, October 15th through December 7th. There are fewer plans available in 2026, and some beneficiaries will need to change plans due to a non-renewal. So please make sure you check that as well. There is a health alliance that's launched. Governor Pritzker and 14 other governors launched the Governor's Public Health Alliance to ensure that we maintain our public health infrastructure. It's really going to serve as a cross-state liaison with the global health community and builds work to help maintain health care in our country. Coming across my desk, the Illinois Department of Revenue is warning residents about a new statewide text messaging scam. There are scams everywhere. Do not click on any links. If you get something from the Illinois Department of Revenue, you can call them directly and ask them. And then the Illinois Secretary of State's office is accepting applications for the 2025 John Lewis Youth Leadership Award. Celebrates the efforts of young Illinoisans between the ages of 18 to 25 who have made exceptional civic contributions to their communities. You can go on the Secretary of State's office with regards to that. An event is open, registration is open for Rooted in Chicago, a conversation about community empowerment and entrepreneurship. It's taking place Monday, November 3rd, and I thought it was pretty interesting. From 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Chicago Cultural Center. It's hosted by Airbnb, and it's in partnership with the Chicago Urban League. Now, Chicago has Urban League. We in Aurora has the Quad County Urban League. Certainly it is a community, and so I think that would be pretty interesting to have that discussion with regards to that. So other than that, just looking at some acts that were recently filed, Representative G. Bouquet filed a bill the other day, amends the Environmental Protection Act. No person shall manufacture or accept for sale a personal care product that contains non-biodegradable plastic glitter This is very difficult to get out of our water supply. And so you can have glitter, it just needs to break down. The non-biodegradable plastic glitter is certainly something that is quite a concern. It's certainly we need to keep natural alternatives and biodegradable glitter, but it's the plastic kind that stays in our waters forever, hard to get out, does not break down. She also passed a or also filed a bill. A second bill by Representative Dave Bouclet creates a prohibition on state interference in Museum Content Act. So it defines museum as an institution or entity located in the state that is operated by the state, a local government unit, a nonprofit corporation, a trust, an association, or an educational institution that receives state's fund, operated primarily for educational, scientific, historic preservation, cultural, or aesthetic purposes, owns, borrows, cares for, exhibits, studies, archives, or categorized property. So it provides that the state shall not interfere with the creation or content of exhibits and programming, events in the museums that are related to race, gender, or historical events, and that a museum shall base its exhibits and programming on credible scholarship and inclusive narratives. So that was certainly filed recently as well. And then there was a bill, I believe I mentioned this before, that was filed, House Bill 4171, amends the Sports Wagering Act to clarify that only the Illinois legislature can license, regulate, or tax the state's sports betting industry. Um, Certainly, we need to make sure that that is clear. And then Senator Feigenholtz has filed, added a provision that I talked about before, Senate Bill 618. It's back in the House right now. That is amends the liquor ordinance so that it would permanently allow bars and restaurants in Illinois to continue selling cocktails and mixed drinks for delivery and curbside pickup. So certainly there's another bill that was filed by Representative Sosnowski that talks about eliminating townships that have populations of 500 or less, and those are in the southernmost part of the state. Certainly that is kind of a bit of a update from the state last week. And I had talked about this before, but our hearts just go out to Darren Bailey and his wife Cindy at the loss of his family again. Certainly, I know I mentioned it before. It's still completely devastating, and really just want to again give a heartfelt mentioned with regards to that. So with that, I will be going down to Springfield tonight. There is a retirement event for the Ray Long, who wrote The House That Madigan Built. And I do have a paragraph or two in that book. He has retired, and they are having a gathering for him in Springfield. So I'll be going down later tonight to wish him the best in retirement, and certainly hope that all is well with him. So, a short update today. I hope everybody has a fabulous and a great Halloween. Please be safe. Please wear reflective gear if it gets dark earlier now. Certainly make sure that you have reflective tape, glow sticks, and the like, so that you can be easily seen. And also have some alternative snacks. Not every kid can eat chocolate. Not every kid can have nuts. So if you have a nice variety for the kids, I'm sure they will certainly appreciate it. So take care, everybody. Have a great week. The last week in October, and then we will be just a couple months left till the end of the year. So take care, everybody, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.